Everybody, welcome to TJP Logs Class 8 Biology Microorganisms, a friend and foe. So, the introduction: the good, bad, and ugly microorganisms, microorganisms in food, medicine, and in environment, preventing microbial infections, conclusion, and Q&A. Types of microorganisms. Bacteria. These are simplest unicellular organisms having rigid cell wall like plant cells. Based on their shape, bacteria are of four types: Bacillus, which is rod shaped; Coccus, spherical shaped; Spirillum, spiral shaped; and Vibrio, comma shaped. If you want, you can note it down the points which I am giving you, and which these points or these sentences are not given in this module. Please pause the video and note it down. Example: Lactobacillus rhizobium and diseases like typhoid and tuberculosis are caused by bacteria. So, bacteria is the most abundant and the oldest. It is unicellular and prokaryote. So, lactobacillus is a thing which is used for fermenting milk into curd, which we will be talking in microorganisms in food. Next, fungi. It is a large group of organisms which do not have chlorophyll and do not photosynthesize, thus are heterotrophs. Example: yeast, asparagus, rhizopus, and bread mold. Fungi may be unicellular or multicellular. The most are multicellular and it is eukaryotic and grows in place which are moist and warm. Next, protozoa. It is a group of single celled organisms, microorganisms that have animal like characteristics. They can move from place to place. Example: amoeba, parasium, plasmodium, which infects RBC in humans. So these diseases like dysentery and malaria are caused by protozoans. So protozoa, amoeba, and parasium. You might have been learned in class 7 about amoeba, as it is an protozoa which grows in lakes or ponds. Next up is algae. Algae. It is a large group of simple plant-like organisms, but they have no roots, stems, or leaves. So these are seaweed, and chlorophylls are present. They can be unicellular or multicellular. Next up is next up is the viruses. So, viruses, these are also microscopic organisms which reproduce only inside the cell of host organism. Common alternates like cold, influenza, and most cough are caused by viruses, which we'll be talking in bad and ugly microorganisms. Introduction. Welcome everyone. Today we are going to talk about something that might sound small but is actually incredibly important: microorganisms. These tiny creatures are all around us, even in our hands, walls, floors, and even in the food we eat. So, from the food we eat to the air we breathe, microorganisms play a crucial role in keeping us healthy and happy. But don't let these guys fool you. These little guys can also cause some big problems if we are not careful. So let us dive in and learn more about these fascinating creatures. The good microorganisms. Microorganisms are often thought of as harmful, but in reality, they play a vital role in our lives. They are responsible for the production of many foods and drinks we enjoy, such as yogurt, cheese, and beer. Of course, the fermentation process, like curd. So, microbes can be used in household products, and curd it contains several microorganisms. So the bacterium lactobacillus, which we have seen in bacteria, promotes the formation of curd. It multiplies in milk and converts it into curd. Next is dough and cheese. The production of cheese started by curdling of milk. The quality and characteristics of cheese are determined by activities of specific microorganisms. Cottage cheese is prepared using Streptococcus lactis bacterium. So, as you can see, the dough is an main example which is used in bakery. Like if the freshly made dough with yeast powder, and after 2 hours, you keep it in the kitchen, and you go and come after 2 hours, there will be like bubbles and it will rise up. So the CO2 produced by yeast caused the dough to rise up. So that is what. So in medicine, microorganisms have been instrumental in the development of life-saving antibiotics and vaccines. Without them, many diseases would still be rampant today. So the next thing is bad microorganisms. So, bad microorganisms. So, these microorganisms can cause diseases in human, like mosquitoes and flies, which are the carrier. So, these carriers are agents who carry the what the infections like typhoid, cholera, tuberculosis, and everything, and they will land on us. They will spread it to us. So, like viruses and flus, so like HIV, COVID-19, like that. To protect ourselves from these harmful microorganisms, it is important to practice a good hygiene habit, such as washing our hands frequently and avoiding contact with sick individuals. The ugly microorganisms. The world of microorganisms is not all sunshine and rainbows. There are some truly ugly microorganisms out there, such as deadly viruses and bacteria that can cause serious harm to humans. One example is the Ebola virus, which has been originated from Africa, which has a mortality rate of up to 90 percentage, and Clostridium botulinum, which produces a toxin that causes botulism and can be fatal if ingested. So the next one is microorganisms in food, which we have seen. So microorganisms play a crucial role in the production of many food and drinks we consume on daily basis. So like the yogurt, the fermentation in milk with bacteria. So all of these are given here. You can pause the video and you can read this out. Next, microorganisms in medicine. So, antibiotics, like the microorganisms, have played a crucial role in the development of modern medicine. Thanks to microorganisms, we have been able to develop life-saving antibiotics and vaccines. Of course, for the medicine of the vaccine for the COVID-19 is made up of the little less violent and dead COVID 19, which has been tested out with chemicals, and they had made a vaccine which has been injected to fight other uh, bad and violent variant. So, for example, the discovery of penicillin by Alexander Fleming in 1828 revolutionized the treatment of bacterial infections. So, there are other antibiotics like tericillin, erythromycin, and streptomycin. Like that, so many are there. And penicillin is the first antibiotic which was discovered by Alexander Fleming in 1928. So he observed that the presence of a molded prevented the growth of bacteria. In fact, it also killed many of these bacteria. Penicillin was isolated and prepared from this mold. So vaccine is a biological preparation that provides immunity for protection against a particular disease. So the body produces antibiotics when a disease-carrying microbe enters it. The body also retains memory of this encounter to fight the microbe if it enters again. The vaccine consists of dead or weakened microbes with when introduced into a healthy body, produce suitable antibodies to fight and kill themselves. So, like that also. And the next thing is microorganisms in the environment. Of course, it is used in increasing soil fertility and cleaning the environment. Microorganisms play a vital role in maintaining the delicate balance of our planet's ecosystem. They are responsible for breaking down organic matter, which is essential for nutrient cycling and soil formation. Without them, dead plants and animals would accumulate, making it impossible for new life to flourish. Of course, thousands and 10,000 years ago, microorganisms was the first to originate in humans, in the earth, and us, the humans, are the largest microorganisms which is living. So, from uh, sperm like microorganism to fish and frogs, lizards, ape, monkey, then humans. The last one is humans. So without these microorganisms, life on earth is, as we know, would not be possible. And increasing in cleaning the environment, so certain microorganisms decompose the harmful and smelly dead remains of plants and animals, converting them into simple substance like humus, thereby cleaning up the environment. The, uh, they are thus called as decomposers. Preventing microbial infections. One of the most effective way to prevent the spread of microbial infection is through proper hand hygiene. This means washing your hands frequently with soap and water for at least 20 seconds, especially before eating, preparing food, after using the bathroom, after coughing or sneezing or anything. This includes cooking meat, eggs, thoroughly washing fruits, vegetables before eating, and avoiding cross contamination by keeping raw meats separate from other foods. So the conclusion. In conclusion, microorganisms play a crucial role in our lives, both good and bad, but we need to rely on them for food production, medicine, and environment sustainability. However, some microorganisms can also cause harm and lead to disease. So, it is important to understand microorganisms and take preventive measures to protect against ourselves and to prepare by practicing good hygienes and proper food handling and staying up to date on vaccines, so like we can minimize these things and other things. So let us go to the Q&A session. Thank you for your attention. Now it's time for some Q&A. Don't be shy. We welcome all questions and comments. So the first, there will be five questions which will be asking is that bacteria, it is like match the following question, and we'll be asking another main question like what are the major groups of microorganisms, and what microorganisms can be seen with the help of dash, and cholera is caused by dash. So you need to write a short paragraph on the harms caused by microorganisms and what are antibiotics. Please comment it below, and thank you for watching. Take care. Bye.